Today, we're going to create an automated contract and invoicing automation that's going to help you onboard your clients and collect payments in a really easy way. So stay tuned and build along with us. So what we're going to do today is basically create an automation that when I move a particular contact to, let's say, send contract, it will automatically send the contract. And then I'm going to wait until somebody signs a contract until I send my invoice. And then when somebody pays the invoice, I'm going to then in turn onboard the client to whatever system, course, community, and whatever I see fit in my actual CRM, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the pipeline because that's going to be what I'm going to use to automate this as much as possible. Now, here's the kind of caveat that I want to make sure you guys understand. Now, the one thing that we really can't automate as of yet, right, with AI kind of advancing and a lot of things happening, usually there still is the component that I get on the phone with a person to try to sell whatever it is that I'm selling. And once I get off the phone, I'm the one that knows what happened in that call. So there has to still be some kind of manual action at this moment in time that allows me to move the contact into like a send contract status because I now know that they've agreed for me to do that. Now, what we're going to do today is try to automate as much as this is possible because once I put it in that flow, I'll let the automations do the rest. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create a very simple pipeline. Now you can make this pipeline more complex, less complex, completely up to you. But we're going to call this just a contract pipeline. So you see how easy it is. Again, we're just going to make this super nice over here. All right. And the first stage is going to be, let's say, new lead, right? Then we're going to have a booked lead, appointment booked. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is after the appointment's booked and I actually move with the client, I have to make a decision, right? And I'm going to build this where I have multiple contracts and I'm selling multiple services and I'm going to have multiple invoices. And I'm going to show you how to do this. So I'm going to have appointment booked. All right. I'm then going to have send contract one, and you would name it something, right? It would be send contracts. Well, actually, let's name it now. Ads manager, right? This will be send contract website build. Okay. Send contract coaching. All right. Make it super simple. Then I'm going to have send invoice, same thing, ads management. Okay. And we should say ads management up here too. Just kind of keep it the same. Send invoice website build. Send invoice, and we're just going to have coaching, right? So this kind of keeps it in here. And then we're going to have one final stage, onboarding, because onboarding is usually going to be the same regardless, or it might be onboarding website, onboarding coaching, whatever you want to do, but I'm just going to leave it as onboarding, right? And we might also just create an offboarding, which is like when you say goodbye to a customer because they're done with their contract and so forth and so on, right? So we're just going to leave these stages and we're going to have contract pipeline because again, we're building the whole contract stage. Now, in order for this to work, I got to be very clear on this. You have to create templated contracts and templated invoices. It will not work if you have to constantly manually, create a contract every time you have a client. So this is only going to work if you have standardized services, right? So for instance, coaching is a standardized service, but it might be coaching for 2 months, coaching for 3 months, coaching for a year, so forth and so on, as you see fit in what you're trying to do, right? Hey, we want to interrupt this video for a quick little minute to just let you know that I hope you're enjoying this video. We want to thank you for being here, but more importantly, we are hoping that this content helps you do whatever you're trying to do inside of HighLevel. We also want to let you know that you have options to get additional help. We offer a $197 a month VIP coaching program that includes 4 days of office hours, first come, first serve with Andy or myself, where we go in and we answer any of your questions that you might have live with a group setting for other people that are also working in HighLevel. We also have a VIP group where we answer questions directly one-on-one with anybody posting in that group to give you the absolute best support. It also comes with a bunch of other features, including our funnel brick system, our little mini course, and more importantly, a couple guides that'll help you through this, and also including our SOP library that we use for pretty much everything inside of our agency. So thank you for this quick little minute, but more importantly, go back to the video, get whatever you need, and if you have any questions that we can answer inside the video, just drop a comment on the video and we'll make sure to answer whenever we get a chance. And now back to the show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the left-hand side and I'm going to go over to sites. Oh, not sites. My apologies. I'm going to go over to payments. Inside of payments, I'm just going to create some blank contract templates because in order for you to automate it, they have to be templates. Again, this is why you're going to have a bunch of templates if you want in here, because then you can access through automation. So we're just going to create, right, a new template. And I'm just going to keep it very blank. The whole point is that it's going to be exactly what the service is, and I'm not going to deviate from the services and based on what I offer, right? So for instance, this is going to be ad management, and I would have a standardized contract. This is not how to use the contract software. I have another video how to do that, but this will be ads management will be the first one. All right, I'm going to go back. I'm going to create another template. Here's the ad management. All right, then I'm going to go new template. This is going to be website build, and you can call it contract. I just, for whatever reason, didn't do it on the first one. Website contract, and it could be services AI employee. It could be whatever you choose it to be. Again, you don't have to stay very, like concrete on the examples I'm showing you. I'm just giving you some examples so you fully understand. And then I'm also going to do another template where it's going to be our, coaching template. Okay, so we're just going to keep it coaching. All right, I'm going to hit save. Now, with this is done, right, I would go back in and, obviously create a full contract and everything else. And once you do that, you have your 3 templated contracts. Well, with the templated contracts, if you want the same kind of thing happening in Invoices, you also have to create the same thing in Invoices. So in Invoices, I'm going to go to templates. And in templates, I'm going to create there's already a coaching and a services template. All I'm going to do is add one here, and this is going to be ads management. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. Again, you would go in and you would put all in the amounts, you would connect a gateway, you would do all of that. This is just to kind of get us through. Please add at least one item. So I would choose a product. Obviously, I'm going to come in here. I would have my projects already in, and we would just look for some kind of ads things. Again, I'm just doing it for whatever. We're just going to do website creation again in here, and I'm going to go ahead and hit save. All right. So I have my ads management, I have my services template, and I have my coaching. Services is going to be the template for the website build, but basically I have it all here. Now, because I have all these templates, I now can create my automations. So for anybody that's ever watched any of the things that I present, the way I like to build is I create my opportunities. I put it in here. Inside my opportunities, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go over to my contract pipeline. I use this as kind of the standard of like how I'm going to create my flow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this and I'm going to start creating my flows here. So first thing I'm going to do is, if you've been following all along, I like to number everything. So we're going to first create a folder and I'm going to label this, let's just say 01A. Again, yours will be 01. And I'm going to do new lead to contract or automations, whatever you want to do. Just make it super easy so you know exactly where everything is. I'm going to go ahead and create. It's going to come right in here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my first step. Now, remember, my first step is new lead. So I'm going to start from scratch, right? Because I want to show you how to build some automations. And in a new lead, right, so they fill out some kind of form that I have for new leads. And I'm going to come over here and it's going to be C01, new lead. And then come over here and then it's going to be form submitted. I'm going to pick my new lead form because I've already created that ahead of time. I'm going to go in and again, just a new lead right here. I'm going to hit save. Going to give this contact a tag, add contact tag. Going to come over here. We're just going to put new and this should be a new lead or we just put lead. Okay. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to go over here. Let's just label that to say new lead. So we know exactly where it's coming from. New lead. All right. I'm going to come over here and then I'm going to hit the plus sign again. And I'm going to create an opportunity because I got to make sure that I'm moving the pipeline to wherever it is, right? So I'm working on the contract pipeline. This is going to be new lead. And I like to do contact name and contact phone in my custom values, which you get all in here. All right. Now that that's all said and done, okay, I have the email that I would send out and the email would just be like a nurturing email of some sort, ensuring that they move forward. So XXX and XXX, because again, we're not writing copy on this one. And I can even do an SMS where I'm going to come over here. And again, I would write some beautiful copy using some AI or whatever it is to make it easy. And here you go. It's kind of all set. That's my C1 for contract flow. And I have a new lead. Now, the lead is no longer a lead and they decide to actually book. So for the sake of time, I'm now going to create the second one. I'm going to create a workflow. I'm going to actually select the recipes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a quick little appointment booking one with a reminder right here. I'm going to hit select. Inside of select, it's going to automatically create there. I'm just going to relabel this C02, right? Because I'm in the appointment booking area and decided to use C for contracts. The appointment is all said and done. The only thing I'm going to do here is add the opportunity to move, right? Create opportunity. And I'm going to go ahead and select contract pipeline. Again, appointment booked this time around. And just like before, I add the custom values of contact, full name, and then contact phone. All right. So then I can keep track of who it is and so forth and so on. So that's all set. Now comes the fun part, right? Because now what I want to happen is I get off the appointment, right? I'm on my phone or I'm on my desktop. What I want to do is I want to just be able to send a card and then basically have the invoice sent out. Not the invoice, the contract, because that was first. Remember, now I'm going to get to choose. I either had the person select ads management, website build, or coaching. And again, these can different packages. It's completely up to you. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here, create a workflow, start from scratch, come in here and hit C03. And I'm going to send ads management contract. All right. And here, what I'm looking for is a pipeline stage change because I'm moving from them being a booked appointment to a brand new lead in pipeline contract pipeline, select pipeline stage, and it goes to send contract ads management. I'm now going to also add a tag because again, I'm going to want it to be known that this person definitely agreed, because even if I don't close them now or the person changes their mind, I know that they have an interest in ads. I want to make sure I can differentiate, right? So I'm going to put contract and I'm going to go ads management. All right. And I'm going to hit add new tag. We're going to hit save action. And again, just come in here. That's got the wrong thing, but that's okay. Contract. And you can name whatever the tags is, but again, it just makes more sense to do this, right? Now I do this, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna also make sure that I have the right contract going out. So I'm gonna do contract, but the way to do it is, honestly, this changes sometimes, so I actually have to search for it. So if you go to invoices, it's all the way at the bottom usually, because then we'll pull up. Yeah, send estimate, send documents and contracts. We want documents and contracts from user, which is gonna be me. And then the template is going to be the ads management because this is ads management. And again, this is send. This is going to be contract. I'm just going to delete the action name so we know what it is. And it's going to be ads. All right. And I'm going to hit save. And that's technically it. You don't have to send an email because it comes with a default email asking them to sign a contract because it's an email that goes out as a template. I can go ahead and hit publish, and then this one is ready to go. Now, whenever I move that over, this will automatically send. Now, the other thing that's important is when they sign, then I want to send the invoice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a workflow. I'm going to start from scratch again. And this time it's going to be C03A because this is going to be the follow-up to it. Ads management contract signed. Okay. And now what I'm waiting for here is if I go and go down again, what you're going to notice is if you go to contracts, add a filter, template is ads management, status is signed and accepted. I now want to just immediately send the invoice. So send, we do invoice, send invoice. And again, from user, I'm going to select myself, the invoice template. I have ads management, and we want to do the payment live mode to test it out. We can put it in test, and you can do it there. Now, there's other options in here. You can also send a payment link, Stripe one-time payment link, and you can actually put the customer ID. But again, this is going to be a little challenging because you're going to have to wait for the customer and everything else. There are other ways that you can send people to an order form. You can send people, basically alert you for you to send it out. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can skin this, but if you want to make it super easy and just completely automated, this is the best way to do it. So this is all said and done. I have, when they sign this, I'm going to send the invoice, and that's all set. And then I'm going to do one more step, which is I have when they sign the contract, I have when this is all paid. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and literally I'm going to actually duplicate this workflow to make it super easy. I'm going to say, this is going to be when ads management invoice paid. All right, because then I want to immediately put them to an onboarding sequence, or I want to onboard them directly right here. So what happens here is I change this documents and contracts. I'm going to delete that starting step. I'm going to add a new trigger. And if we scroll down to invoices, invoice status paid, and I has a tag. Remember, because this is why we added the tags. This is going to be ads management. So now that the status invoice has been paid and it has a tag of contract ads management, all right, I can hit save trigger, come over here and now start the onboarding sequence, right? So I can do one of two things. I can add them to another basic, kind of automation that's all of onboarding, or more importantly, I can create a very personalized one that's directly for this service. So again, tag, add a contact tag, and this is going to be, if I come in here, it will be something like paid ads, or just ads management customer. Make it super easy, ads management customer. All right, now I have a tag. Let's try that again, ads management customer. Add a new tag, hit save action, move the opportunity to onboarding, right? Because we were in here under the contract pipeline. In the selected pipeline, we now have that they are onboarding. Put the opportunity name, and I can put a little dash ads management just so that I keep everything in track. All right, can put in the lead value that, it's $1,500 or whatever the price is. And I can move the status to 1 because if they're onboarding, they've obviously already been 1, right? I could also do it when they got sent the invoice, but obviously I like to track it when people actually paid. And now I can start my email, and this can be onboarding email number 1, onboarding email number 1, all right? And you can have a series of steps. It doesn't really honestly matter. And then the subject line, you would select the from name and the from email, and I would come back and fill this in, and I would do this basically for all of the services. Now, notice how I have the 3s being for ads management. Well, now if I wanted to create a different one for the next service, I'm going to come in here and basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the workflow. I'm going to make it C04. Now it's going to be website build. Okay, hit create. When I hit create, it's going to come over here, send website build. Then I come in here and change it, right? This is going to be when I send the contract for the website build. I change the tag to, instead of being ads management, going to be, let's say, website build. Okay. And again, send contract because we want to keep it to what we wrote before. So I think it's send or contract. I'm sorry. Contract, : and website build. Okay. I hit save action. Oh, let's try that again. Contract. And it's going to be website build. Add a new tag. Hit save action. Going to come over here, and now instead of saying that template, it's going to be the website contract, and I hit save action. Because once you create one, the process of creating all of these becomes incredibly simple. So basically, I just come back out and I take the workflows that I built prior, and you can add to these workflows, right? Now I have the 3, right, which I have here. Now I'm going to do the contract signed. So again, come in here, duplicate it. Because that's a cool thing about HighLevel is because you can go back and you can do all this. And then this is going to be website, right? Website build. Okay. Hit create. And now I come in here and guess what I'm going to do? Come over here, documents and contracts. Instead of ads management, a website contract, sign and accepted, hit save, send invoice. Again, the invoice template would be servicing template, but it would be website build. And guess what I got? I got the next one. You see how easy this is? I mean, you can give it tags, you can do whatever you want. Honestly, whatever is simple for you. The last one, I come over here and same thing, duplicate, rinse and repeat. And again, for the sake of time, I don't want to do this again, but you would just do website build invoice paid. Create. Now, if you really want to be a little bit more technical, on the 4A, when the contract is signed, this is probably where I put something like, we'll say, let's do a tag. I probably do a different kind of tag because I don't want it just because they accepted doesn't necessarily mean that they signed. When they signed, they're a little bit more serious. You know, I'd probably put like sign contract, double quotes right here, and it would be like website build. Because I'll use that tag in the next one because like I said, I think that's better than just when they first get the contract. The signing at least gives them a better idea that they're probably going to sign this, right? And then I just change the invoice out for services because again, this is the website contract build, all right? And then the last one is when we actually pay the invoice, right? So if I come in here and I have the invoice paid, what I'm going to do in here is again, the invoice, we have paid, and remember now I want to make sure that it's the right contract. So remember I did contract signed, website build, send contract, contract website build, all right? That says that they've signed it and everything else. And again, I would come in here, instead of this tag, oh, that was weird. Contract, let's try that again. Contract website build, hit save action, create the opportunity. This is gonna be onboarding, but instead of saying ads management, we do website build. And maybe this is like $3,000, you know, whatever it is, right? I'm gonna hit save action. And then basically the onboarding here will be onboarding email, but instead of being for ads management, it will be for website build, and I build this out. Now, honestly, you could do this for, you know, C05, which would be your other service, but basically this will be it. And then the only other one that I would add after the 5s, because again, I'm at 3, now I'm going to 4s. I'm going to do now, like, let's say 05 or 06, because again, 05 you would do it on your own. I'm going to come over here and this is going to be offboarding. So when I move the opportunity to offboarding, it offboards. So C06, offboard client. All right. Now I'll go over here and I go to pipeline stage changed. And in pipeline stage change, I'm going to move it over to in pipeline. And I'm going to go over to our contract pipeline that we had. And then the lead status is, of the pipeline stage, is going to be offboarding. Now, most important thing is I want to create an if else because I want to see what they had. So we're going to say ads management. All right. If the contact details, all right, we're just going to look up a tag, includes ads management customer. Okay. Oh, let's keep going. And then I'm going to add another branch. This is going to be website build. All right, select contact details. Oop. Again, you can just type in tags. Oop. Tags includes, and again, website, you know, again, website, whatever it is, right? And then what I'm going to do is, if that's the case, I'm going to first remove all the tags because if this person comes back in, I don't want him getting the same flow. So the flow here would be, we would remove website. Oh, well, if this one is ads, we would remove ads, management customer, contract ads, all the ones that I've added before. And then I'm going to send a nice little email, send email. And again, will be the offboarding email, nice little text. And then also what I want to do is remove the opportunity from the pipeline. So if you type in the word remove opportunity, I would select the pipeline from the contract pipeline, and it's going to automatically take that person. Then what I'm going to do is wait 30 days and do a quick little check-in. So come over here and we'll do basically an email, send email, subject line, whatever, blah, 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 checking in on you, whatever you want it to do. You're gonna hit save action. And guess what I would do? I would then take this, copy, all actions from here, drop it in here. The tags that I'm removing on this one is gonna be the website build one. All right, anything that they did, the purchase and contract, all these I'm gonna remove. The email is again, thanking them, hoping to see them again, hoping they had a great reaction, maybe even ask for a review at this point. Then I'm going to remove the opportunity so they can come back into my flow if they're going to be a brand new customer again. I'll leave them as a contact, but I'm going to remove the tags and I move all that stuff over. And then I'm going to wait 30 days and re-engage with the customer, see if they need any other services. And you would do this for the other services that you have as you kind of go through to make it super simple. Like that, you ensure a really smooth offboarding process that kind of does a pretty good closure with the customer. So hopefully this helps, and I'll see you in the next one.